Hi folks, so I hope that paper one went well and that you are ready for paper two. Any mistakes you made in paper one about timing or not understanding questions or spending too long choosing, learn from those mistakes and going into paper two, try not to make them. What I would say is don't be thrown by the questions. So I know some people have said, oh, I didn't like the way intoxication was worded. I mean, essentially, it is an intoxication essay. It's AO1, it's AO3. You just have to tailor it to the question. So I think the public policy wording threw people, but it's nothing to be worried about. So going into paper two, what do I think is going to come up? Now, I did predict a few of the paper ones questions. And obviously, I have no insider information. This is just from looking at patterns, could be completely wrong. Exam boards don't like us predicting, which is fair enough. So I've looked over the Part A's for a number of years. And what I've noticed is that they have asked in 2021, so this is section A, they've asked a question about the purposive approach. So explain and illustrate. That does not mean literally illustrate, it means just with cases. Purposive approach, and then advantages of the purposive approach in 2021. 2022, the mischief rule, and then another question, advantages of the mischief rule. 2023, the literal rule, and then disadvantages of the literal rule. So they've done this on the AS as well, and AS sat their exam on Friday, and they had the one that they hadn't had before, which was the golden rule. And I think the golden rule is going to come up in section A. So I think the last time it came up, it's now 5 years ago. So golden rule was last asked in 2019, as far as I know. So I think you're going to get an explain and then a discuss the golden rule one. So I would really kind of focus on that. Precedent hasn't come up since 2020. In the AS exam, they had a question on distinguishing, but do remember you have a choice. The other thing that hasn't come up is influences. That was 2020. So that could be the Law Commission, pressure group. So they could ask you, or you might have the choice. So it'll say describe two influences. So I would go, I mean, pressure groups I like, Law Commission I like, public opinion and the media. I mean, they're all fairly straightforward. So yeah, so Part A, I think really focus on the golden rule, influences and precedent. But as I said, don't hold me to this. In section B, remember you have 2 scenarios and an essay question, and every single one has 8 marks AO1. So you are going to be writing 3 lots of AO1. Now, what they have done in past years is they've missed out one of the topics. There are 6 topics for paper 2, sorry. So 6 topics: OLA 1957, OLA 1984, private nuisance, Rylands and Fletcher, negligence, and vicarious liability. Vicarious liability came up as an essay last year. The year before, it was the OLA 1984. So I think this year, I don't think you'll get vicarious as an essay question. I think you will get the OLA 1957. So really revise the AO1 and the AO3. Watch some of my videos. I think I might need to update them. And then I would also revise negligence. Now, the first years in their AS exam had an essay on negligence, but it was focused on the duty of care. If you get a negligence essay, I don't think it's going to be the whole of negligence. That would be huge to write about. So I think it will pick specific parts of negligence, whether it's duty of care and breach, for example. So, and again, don't worry if the question is phrased in a strange way. Just really read the question. My other tip for paper 2 is with the scenarios, again, they tend to leave a topic out. So last year they left out 57. The year before, I think it was Rylands that they left out. But read the question. Sometimes they say they want remedies. Sometimes they say don't talk about remedies, or if it's like, I don't know, an OLA question, they'll be like, there is no need to discuss lawful visitor, occupier or premises. So just look for what they are asking. So you still have to learn all the AO1, but if you think about it, the 1957 Act is huge in terms of AO1 because you're talking about premises, you're talking about occupier, you're talking about lawful visitors, you're talking about specialists in their trade, you're talking about independent contractors, you're talking about the level of care, keeping people reasonably safe for the purpose to which they've been invited. You're talking about warning signs. All sorts of things are going on. It's massive to talk about. So really look at what they want you to answer. So those are my predictions. I mean, 5 out of the 6 topics in section B are going to come up, as far as we know. So I think it might be OLA 57, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Could be negligence. I mean, they could ask the same question 2 years in a row. But let me know what you think. If you've got any questions, please shout. But remember, you always have a choice other than the essay. So you've got half term, you've got quite a long time to the next exam, but yes, please let me know if you need any help.